Hi guys, Peter here again from Sweden. As you can hear my accent, I'm from Sweden and I don't tend to cover it up either. Most people here in Sweden they say that, oh, you can hear that he or she is coming from Sweden. Well, I guess they're perhaps not so very proud to be from Sweden, because if you talk to a guy from Italy or Spain or Germany, you can surely hear that they are from the country and they are very proud about it. This will be the third and the last video about adoptions, my adoption, and my point of view on adoption and what has happened to me and in my life because I am adopted. Um, as you perhaps know, if you have listened to me before, I'm a personal trainer, transporter, healer, and stuff. But today, I will not talk about any diet plans or exercises or anything. I will do that later on in the videos to come. Uh, and I swear a lot. I use the F word a lot, and if you don't like it, well, then you could just turn this off. Yeah, that would be the most simplest thing to do, I think. The symbol, as you saw in the beginning in the intro, is a symbol of a mother and her child. The loving and nurturous care for her kid, for her children, her child, that she had, sorry, worn inside of her, been carrying for around approximately 9 months, if everything goes as it should. I didn't meet my mother more than 5 days. They say in India, I don't know, but I was inside of her for, yeah, hopefully 9 months, and that has somehow and somewhat we've been connected. And all your mothers, you know how it is. You have a special bond to your kids. It's a bond that, as you as a father, never ever can experience. And I have that bond with my mother, even though I haven't never had the opportunity to meet her. And I think, in my world, it is every born children's right to meet and know who their mother is. And I surely would like to meet my mother. For a while there, or for many years, I'm 45 today. For many years, I've been very angry at the world, angry at people, angry at the humankind, angry at my mother. I have not seen any reason to live. I haven't seen any reason where there should be any people at all on this planet, because they fucked this planet up. And if you listen to this Jung, psychotherapist, it is because you detest yourself, because you hate yourself. You have no self-respect, and perhaps that was what it was for me earlier, before I met my psychotherapist that I've been having now for almost 2 years, and she is amazing, I can tell you, and I'm very grateful for her. Sometimes it feels like I have 24/7 support from her. After coming back from India, I'm not that. I don't need to contact her that often anymore. Thankfully. As I was saying, I didn't appreciate life. I didn't appreciate human people, and I absolutely didn't appreciate my mother. I hated her. And when all this started for, let's say, I think it was February last year, I wanted to meet her and I wanted to give back the energy that I've been carrying around for over 40 years. All this pain and suffering inside of me. I wanted to touch her and just give her that pain. I know, me working with energies and healing, because I'm here to heal people. That's why my hands always are very warm. But in this case, I wanted to touch her and give her my pain. I want to see her suffer. I wanted to see her suffer so bad because what she had done to me. She left me when I was 5 days old. And, well, some adopted kids, they could deal with it real good and have no difficulties at all in life. And perhaps they have another psychic mind than I have. They have grown up in a different place. But this is my story. But you're not allowed to use the energy. When you're gifted with this energy, as we all are, but I can use my gift. And I do it constantly. Every hour when I'm working. And I have over 12,000 hours working with my clients. But in this case, I was not a professional. I was just this wounded little boy who wanted to kick and scream and give this pain back to my mother. The one who got pregnant because of sex with a man. And that man, my biological father, oh man, I have hated him. I have hated him so much you can't understand. Made her pregnant and didn't marry her. So she had to give me away. So I couldn't stay with my mother. That was that asshole's fault. Now he's dead. And then, as I was saying in the previous video, even the lawyer who was convicted, thankfully, for child trafficking and died alone. Oh, fuck, man. I'm glad that he died alone. Anyhow, I know the intelligent side of me and the practical side of me know that there is no mother on earth that want to give up her kid. Of course not. She's been if she's not sick, if she's not have any damage in her mind and soul. There is no healthy woman who would like to give up her child. But as it is in India, a great country in many ways, at the same time a country that's fucked up by the government and rules and the government that is set up by men. As always, all laws are set up by men, all religions, or there is a man behind who has made it all up. Anyhow, even though I know that my mother couldn't keep me because of outer circumstances. She was not married. And not to be married in India, even today, is not a good thing. And 45 years ago, it was absolutely not a good thing. And even as we speak today, I was reading and I got an article from a dear client of mine. An article is saying that girls in India are considered to be too expensive to have because when they get married, it costs the family a lot and yada yada yada. So instead, many mothers are doing an abortion. They have for 3 months in 132 village in India, there hasn't been one single girl born because they have not so very high value to the family. And that's it. The same in China. And today in China they are importing girls from nearby countries. How fucked up isn't that? Anyhow, I couldn't stay with my mother because of the Indian laws and the Indian society made up by men from the beginning. Do I hate men? No, I don't. You guys who know me know that I have a really big feminine side. And I do nothing at all to hide it. Not as I go cross-dressing, but I can paint my nails, I can paint my toenails, I do tattoos, that is very feminine. A part of me I don't want to be a woman, but it is like I couldn't trust women. I couldn't trust my own biological mother. She gave me away. And even though I wasn't born, I knew the energy that she was transferring to me, that I couldn't be with her. I wasn't allowed because of the Indian fucking society made up by men. So I was adopted. And I was adopted. There was a Swedish woman, and a Swedish man, of course, that adopted me. But my Swedish mother, she had this depression, so she couldn't take care of me. And when I finally opened up for a long-term relationship, I was 25, that girl was unfaithful to me. And that was, I think, the last rusty dagger in my back. And after that, I swore I could never ever trust a woman again. So, being in contact with my feminine side, I think is a way for me to somehow, even though have feminine energy around me, but an energy and a female that I could trust. I'm not that anymore. Thanks to my therapist and all of these hundreds of hours that I have done with myself, and now working with energies like this, biff, biff, biff. As I was saying before, I think it's every born child's birthright to know who the mother is. And well, if you're doing this sperm donation, I think that the kid should know who the real parent is. I'm not the real parent. Who the biological parent is. My adopted parents never ever tried to get me and my sister interested in India. And as I was saying last February, when I decided to really try to look for my mother with a law firm and the Global Detective. I have a dear friend of mine who thankfully have paid everything for me there. My my adopted Swedish mother, she died 10 years ago. My Swedish dad is not dead, but he didn't help me. I asked him for the adoption papers. Well, he was too busy with doing other shit. But I have this friend, and he's a father figure to me. And I'm so very grateful that he helped me. Even though we drew blank in India. It was a very important piece in my puzzle for my healing process. And doing these videos here are also a very important piece in the healing process for me. That's strange, you know. You can't get kids of your own and then you decide to adopt. And it was my grandmother, my mother's mother. The grandmother that is closest to me is my father's mother. I know that's fucking strange. That he is like he is, and the most important person on this earth, she's not alive anymore, unfortunately, was my grandmother on my father's side. Anyhow, my grandmother, mother's mother, paid everything when I was adopted. They couldn't get any kids of their own, and perhaps then they shouldn't. But if you adopt kids, isn't it strange that you don't have any intentions or will to help them in life? You have no clue at all. No clue whatsoever what they are doing in life and how they're feeling and who they are. They, I mean me. Well, when I was in India now, the last time in April, as I have told you before, I met this wonderful couple, Arun, who is head chief for ACT against child trafficking, and Anjali, his partner, a real bulldozer in the field and an excellent attorney, a lawyer. And I'm so grateful for having them as my friends. Last hours I had for myself in India. Arun and Anjali had taken a cab back to Pune. It's 180 kilometers, but it's a car drive for about 4 hours. If you have never ever been driving in a car in India, it's hard to imagine. Here in Sweden, I could do 18 miles for 1 hour, 8 minutes. Well, anyhow, I was sitting there on this hotel I was living, Taj Mahal Palace, a very good hotel. And I was sitting there reflecting over the journey I have done so far in life. And how intense everything had been, all the emotions. But I was feeling very calm. It wasn't for, I think it was a couple of weeks back home when everything hit me. It hit me rock hard, back of my head, smack. And I got this post-traumatic stress syndrome and everything. I started drinking a lot, and so on. But every day is a new day for me to grow as a person, as an individual here in Sweden. And do the best that ever I can to develop and reach the higher self inside of me. The higher self that I always talk about in the other previous videos. But this has been a very important step and stone in my healing process. Sometimes now, when I'm sitting here, I have a nice apartment. I have a nice BMW, fairly new one. But what the hell? Should I sell everything? Should I sell my car and all the stuff I have here and just move to India permanently? What would I do there? Well, for one thing, it's always sunny and it's always warm. But I think I would like to work with children. And perhaps adopt kids. Because I know how it is to be adopted. and this would be intercontinental. The adoption should be in the same country, I mean, and that is a very important thing for the children when they grow up. And I, as adopted, I know how it is to be adopted. And even though I say no to adoptions, in my case, I say yes, because I know I could do it much better if we stay in the kids' country. And me with my background, I can make meaning for kids back home in India. Well, thank you for listening. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And next time we see, I will talk about workouts and diets and energies and our inner demons and self-defenses all again. Thank you. Bye.
Cause you're fucking my heart, fucking my